Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this Puma Presser. I'm Patrick Massoels alongside head women's basketball coach Steve Harold after what had to have been a well-fought defeat against Rockhurst last night. Coach, you went into overtime after what can really only be described as a miraculous three-point basket, let off at under a second on the clock. What are just your initial impressions of that game that you went through last night?
Well, I think from a fan's perspective, probably one of the better games that's been played here. It was back and forth the entire game. Both teams executed at a high level on their plays, and it was a hard-fought game. It was a game you hate to lose, but for our kids to make that shot in the regulation and get to overtime was big. And had we gotten a few defensive stops and made a couple other key shots, I think we could have won the game. But I was proud of our kids the way they fought and hung in.
One of the things that we've noticed throughout this season is that Kalia Parks has been a big scorer for you, and that was definitely present in the first half. But coming into the second half, what the stat sheet shows is you got a lot more of your athletes step up and put some points on the board, and it wasn't just wholly reliant on one player. What does that say to you as a coach that you saw some of your athletes step up in that second half in order to put some more points on that stat sheet?
Well, it's important to us offensively that we always say we like to have three scores. Last night we were able to get 4 in double figures, and recently it's been Parks, and unfortunately when other kids don't score, she becomes doubled and tripled inside, and it makes it a little more difficult. But to see the Ruths, the Codys, the Albrechts step up with her and score, that makes us a much more balanced and better offensive team.
And we mentioned just how good of an experience it was for fans last night for that kind of game, but just from you as a coach, when you see players shoot off a three-point in under a second left in regulation and it makes it, but even with the officials going over to the monitor to confirm that it was good, what does that say to you? What kind of emotions do you go through as a coach when something like that happens?
Well, it was one of those times we were excited, obviously, that went in and gave us a chance to play 5 more minutes. We were trying to get our kids calmed down a little bit, to stay in the moment. But I thought it was tremendous that we could. It wasn't actually what we drew up. What we drew up was open early, but we didn't get to it quick enough, and then we just kind of ad-libbed, and next thing you know, the shot goes in the basket. But it was nice to see our kids late in the ball game make a big shot to extend the game.
You go up against William Jewell at home tomorrow. What sort of preparations are you making today with your team, and what do you expect to see on the court against them?
Well, William Jewell's a good team. Got them a big win last night down in Indianapolis, so they're going to come in here, riding high, coming off that victory. We're going to have to bounce back. We're going to have to rebound the basketball, get some defensive stops, obviously try to get 3 to 4 scores to show up again, and just stay consistent. And we've been playing much better basketball of late. I just hope that continues. And tomorrow, again, to me, one of the key statistics this season to our success has been on the boards. If we can hang with teams on the boards, we've got a chance. If we lose the boards, we have no chance.
Well, Coach, we wish you luck tomorrow. This is Patrick Massoels for the Puma Presser.